Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Officers in the Making. Today we are going to talk about G20 Summit. You all must be wondering why G20 is everywhere and what's it's about. So let's talk about it. G20 Presidency, an opportunity for India to assume leadership of the Global South. G20 was established on 26 September 1999 when the finance ministers of the G7 announced the formation of the G20 in Washington, D.C. to establish an informal mechanism for dialogue among systematically important countries, including the industrialized countries and the big emerging markets within the framework of the Bretton Woods institutional system. Recently, President of Indonesia Joko Widodo symbolically hands over the G20 presidency to Prime Minister Narendra Modi at G20 summit in Bali, Indonesia on November 16, 2022. Now let's talk about the objective of G20. India is a member of G20. The main objective of G20 is promoting discussion on and study and review of policy issues among industrialized countries and big emerging markets with a view to enhancing international financial stability. The chair rotates between the members selected from different 5 regional group of countries each year. For the selection of presidency, 19 countries are divided into 5 groups, each having more than 4 countries. Every year, G20 selects a country from another group to be president. India is in Group 2, which also has Russia, South Africa and Turkey. The G20 doesn't have a permanent secretariat or headquarters. Now let's talk about the highlights of G20. हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी ने G20 में क्या-क्या जवाब दिया, क्या हाइलाइट्स रहे हैं उसके, क्या-क्या इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ें बताई गई हैं और क्या-क्या इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ों का डेवलपमेंट होगा. So let's talk about it. The digital transformation should not be confined to a small part of the human race, and its greater benefits will be realized only when digital access becomes truly inclusive, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said at the G20 summit. He also said that data for development will be an integral part of the overall theme of India's upcoming G20 presidency. India will assume G20 presidency for 1 year beginning December 1, 2022. Digital solutions can also be helpful in the fight against climate change. As we all saw in the examples of remote working and paperless green offices during the COVID-19 pandemic, he said, these benefits will be realized only when digital access is truly inclusive and when the use of digital technology is really widespread. Unfortunately, till now, we have seen this powerful tool only from the criteria of simple business, keeping this power tied in the ledgers of profit and loss. It is the responsibility of us G20 leaders that the benefits of digital transformation should not be confined to a small part of the human race. Digital use can bring scale and speed, and transparency can be brought into governance. India has developed digital public goods whose basic architecture has inbuilt democratic principles. These solutions are based on open source, open APIs, and open standards, which are interoperable and public. This is our approach based on the digital revolution that is going on in India today. Take, for example, our UPI, Unified Payment Interface. He said more than 40% of the world's real-time payment transaction took place UPI last year. Similarly, we opened 460 million new bank accounts on the basis of digital identity, making India a global leader in financial inclusion today. Our open-source CoWIN platform made the biggest vaccination campaign in human history, a success even during the pandemic. The Prime Minister said citizens of most developing countries of the world do not have any kind of digital identity. Only 50 countries have digital payment systems. Can we take a pledge together that in the next 10 years we will bring digital transformation in the life of every human being so that no person in the world will be deprived of the benefits of digital technology? During its G20 presidency next year, India will work jointly with G20 partners towards this objective. The principle of data for development will be an integral part of the overall theme of our presidency: One Earth, One Family, One Future. So, this was all about G20. And actually, it is a moment of pride for every Indian citizen because India takes over G20 presidency from Indonesia to officially assume charge from December 1. And this is a moment of pride for every Indian citizen. So kindly like, share and subscribe, Officers in the Making. Thank you. Jai Hind.